What's up everybody, it's me Lone. I hope you're doing alright. I apologize for whispering in this video. I'm up really late. I don't want to wake up anyone in the house. And in fact, I was up playing Dragon's Dogma 2. I couldn't put my bloody controller down. I love this game so damn much. And as I was logging out for the night, coincidentally, Capcom decided to announce the very first set of updates for the game. So I had to make a video about it. Today, I will tell you exactly what they said, so you know what's going to be coming to the game. If you enjoy this video and you appreciate me staying up late making this video, please like, subscribe if you're new, with notifications if that's possible. But let's get into this announcement. So on Twitter, Capcom released the following tweet for the game, quote, "To all Dragon's Dogma 2 players, we're planning to release patches including the following updates and fixes in the near future, and we'll release them as soon as they are ready for distribution on each platform. Thank you for your patience and support." Now, to be clear, when I first read this, I thought, oh, these features are going to be coming to the game in the very first update. But as I reread this, I'm a little bit tired, admittedly, but when I reread it, it seems like these updates could be coming across several different updates. I really hope that it is all in the one big update, because there's a lot of key requested features in this list of updates that a lot of people are wanting ASAP in the game. So I just thought I'd preface it by saying this could be in the first update, but most likely it's going to be across several updates, but hopefully they're all very, very soon, or at least as soon as possible. So what are these updates? They also posted this image. It is titled Planned Updates for Dragon's Dogma 2, and the updates are going to differ depending upon whether you're on console or PC. So first, let's talk about the updates coming to all platforms. So whether you are on PC or PS5 or Xbox Series X and S. First of all, I'm glad that they started with this one, adding the option to start a new game when save data already exists. I said this in my last video, and I'll say it again. This should have been in the game at launch. This is Video Games 101. We should be able to start a new game with relative ease. I know some of you have figured out a way to do it on PC. It is possible, but it should be provided to you in the game. It should be a basic feature that we're all able to do whenever we want. Again, I understand the argument that this game can put a lot of pressure on Capcom's servers, especially because you have your main character and your main pawn, and as does everyone else, and that all gets sent to Capcom servers, right? So not everyone can have multiple characters at once, but that's not what we were asking for necessarily. We were asking for the ability to completely start anew. So that's why I suspect that when this feature does come, your current save or your previous save is going to be completely wiped if you decide to start a new game. Maybe down the line, they'll be able to figure out a way where you can have multiple save files, but I doubt it's going to be coming anytime soon. But at the very least, so long as we have the ability to start brand new and wipe our previous save, that is going to be important, and it's good to see it's going to be coming to the game. I will say, I hope it's going to be coming in the first update. I think it's important, it's crucial that it does come in the first update and not the second one or the third one. What's also good to see is that this feature is going to be coming to all platforms. If you remember in my last video, a lot of people were worried that this feature wasn't going to be coming to console, because when Capcom posted their previous message, they did so to the Steam community hub for the game, and they mentioned specifically this update or this feature was going to be coming to Steam, and they neglected to mention console. So a lot of people were asking, what about PlayStation? What about Xbox? Are we going to get the ability to start a brand new game? And yes, you are. We know now that you are going to be able to use this feature. It's coming to all platforms. So I no longer need to eat my words. I was right in that Capcom was trying to tailor that message specifically for Steam players, because that's where a lot of the negativity was coming. That's where all the negative reviews were being left. And also as well, that's where they posted the message. They posted the message on the Steam community hub. So it would have been a little bit weird if they also mentioned PlayStation and Xbox in that message. So it's good to see. We're all going to get it. We're all going to be able to start a new game, hopefully very, very soon. But let's talk about change number 2. This one is also a big one. They are changing the number of Art of Metamorphosis items available at pawn guilds in the game to 99. So for those of you that don't know, these Art of Metamorphosis items or tomes are what essentially allow you to change your appearance, right? And currently in the game, they're limited at the pawn guilds to just 2. So people were complaining that, well, once you decide to buy these, I think it's for 500 Rift Crystals, and you use them to change your appearance, whether it's for you or your main pawn, once you've exhausted the number of stock in the game, that's it until you get to New Game Plus. You can't get any more in the game unless you purchase them with real money, unless you go to the Steam store or to the PSN on the Xbox store and actually spend real money to purchase even more Art of Metamorphosis tomes. That's why people were so critical about it. And that's what I said. They need to kind of recognize that these items are very limited in the game. So people are being pushed a little bit to purchase them with real money if they decide to change their character's appearance again and again. So they're changing that. They are changing that so the stock in the game is 99. We're able to just purchase them in the game without needing to go and buy it with real money. The exception, of course, is that you're going to need, again, I think it's 500 Rift Crystals or RC to be able to buy these items. But at the least we can do that. At least that is an option. So thankfully it's happening. In other RPG games, changing your appearance is a trivial matter. In Fallout or Skyrim, which I play a lot, you go to a surgeon or a barber and you can change your appearance for a nominal fee. So I wondered why it was so limited in Dragon's Dogma 2, but they're changing it. So that is very good to see. I'm just glad that Capcom is actually reading our feedback and our criticism, and they seem to be responding fairly quickly. So good on them, kudos. It is going to be happening hopefully soon. And then number 3, they are making the quest that allows players to acquire their own dwelling where they can save and rest available earlier in the game. This is really important. I actually just did this quest where you get your own house. You essentially do this little quest, you wait a week in the game, you're able to go back and purchase this house for 20,000 gold. Trust me, it's worth it because every time you stay at an inn, it costs you 2,000 gold. And eventually that's going to add up. Once you get to 10 stays at an inn, you might as well have bought that house for 20,000 gold. But the problem before is that it took you a little bit to get to the stage where you can get that quest to be able to purchase the house. So in the meantime, you're spending 2,000 staying at an inn, and you're wasting all this money that you could have used to actually just purchase the house in the first place. So I do like that change. I like that this quest is going to be available a little bit earlier. So if you want to, and you should, you purchase the house so you can just sleep there for free and you'll be on your merry way. So that is a good change that they're making. And some of the other changes coming to all platforms are miscellaneous text display fixes and miscellaneous bug fixes. So we're going to be seeing a lot of those from time to time. What I do hope is that with every update, they actually post, in-depth patch notes. So we know what's being fixed. We know what's being changed because again, that is standard when it comes to any video game release in 2024. So now let's look at the updates specifically for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. First of all, they are adding the option to switch motion blur on or off in options. I didn't know you didn't have this on console, right? This is literally one of the first things I turn off in any video game. It's never good. Motion blur is never good. I don't know why it's a thing. It always looks bad. I turned it off straight away when I was playing Dragon's Dogma 2. But I could do so because I was on PC. I actually didn't know that you didn't have it on console. But you will be getting that very soon. So I'm so glad. I'm glad to hear that you're going to be able to turn that off. Not just because it looks bad, in my opinion, but also motion blur could actually impact performance a little bit. So you're going to be able to turn that off very soon. And that's good. But also as well, you're going to be able to turn off ray tracing in the game. This is huge, especially for those of you on console that are having performance issues. We know how many performance issues and how many FPS drops Dragon's Dogma 2 is getting right now, especially when you're in main cities. The ability to turn off ray tracing is going to hopefully hugely boost your FPS, hugely boost your frame rate, so you're getting something a little bit more consistent when you're playing. Hopefully, you might be able to get even closer to 60 FPS because I know a lot of you don't necessarily care about ray tracing. You place more of a priority and importance on frame rate. So that is a really good change. I'm glad Capcom is going to be doing that soon. And also as well, they are adding the option to set frame rate to either variable or max 30 FPS in options. So if you want the ability to cap your frame rate at 30, because some people do prefer that, if you sometimes get above 30 and then it goes down and up and down and up, that can be a little bit jarring. So I know a lot of you like to cap your frame rate so you can just play hopefully at a consistent frame rate. But if you do like to have it variable, if you do like to enjoy the higher frame rate, like when you're out in the open and you're not in a big city, you're going to be able to do that soon. Now, they did post a little bit of a caveat for the first two options, right? For the first option on motion blurring and for the second option on ray tracing. They do say that these options will not affect the frame rate significantly. Frame rate improvements are planned for future updates. I cannot imagine a world where turning off ray tracing does not affect frame rate. I don't believe that. I really don't. For ray tracing is so demanding on a PC and on a console, which are effectively, PCs. Maybe the reason for that, and the reason why Capcom is saying that, is because a lot of the issues in the game are because the engine, the RE engine, and the advanced NPC pathing in the game is so CPU bound, and ray tracing is actually a GPU feature. So maybe it is the case that turning off ray tracing might not actually help your FPS. I still don't believe it though. I still do believe if you're turning off ray tracing, you should get some sort of a boost to FPS. But at the very least, they're being honest about it, they're being transparent about it, and they did confirm they are going to be making improvements to the frame rate when it comes to hopefully the NPC pathing and the CPU performance in future updates. That needs to be soon though. It needs to absolutely be soon. I read a lot of your comments in my last video where some of you were having good performance on Xbox and on consoles and PS5, but a lot of you weren't, right? So changing that, improving the FPS in the game is fundamental. I still do believe changing ray tracing is going to help that, but I could be wrong. Let me know. And then we got updates specifically for Steam. First of all, they are improving the quality when DLSS Super Resolution is enabled. I really hope that means they're actually introducing DLSS 3.0. I said this again in my last video. It's a thing. It exists in the game files, but for some reason they haven't turned it on. Why aren't they turning on DLSS 3.0? That's the only thing, at least for us RTX 40 owners, that's the only thing that's going to help us with the CPU issues. That's the only thing that really is going to help us with FPS, especially in big towns where there's a lot of NPCs. I don't know if that means that they're actually going to turn on DLSS 3.0. It is good to see that quality is going to improve when you're using DLSS. I use DLSS because it helps me get a more consistent frame rate. But hopefully they just bloody turn on DLSS 3.0. It's absolutely necessary. It's kind of crazy that they don't have it. And then the second thing that they're going to be fixing specifically for Steam and PC, they'll be fixing an issue where models appeared low quality under some specific settings. I noticed this when you're in the in-game menus and you're looking at your character. For some reason, your model looks really, really low quality, and it's very jarring because the game itself looks very beautiful. Your character model looks great. And then when you're trying to look at your equipment and you're changing your outfit in the game, that menu is really low quality. It's super weird. I hope that's what they're referring to when it comes to fixing the issue and the models appearing low quality. But it's good to see that. It's good to see all of these updates. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think of Capcom announcing this update pretty quickly. When do you think these updates are going to be coming to the game? Hopefully it is very soon. But importantly, what else would you like to see come to the game, right? For me, as I mentioned, I want a feature where you can turn down the number of NPCs in a town, right? Starfield has it, other games have it. That is the one thing that I believe could really help with FPS performance. It could really lessen the load and the bandwidth on your CPU. If I was to ask for any feature, that would be it. So in towns and cities, my FPS doesn't drop. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, this has been the Lone Bot Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.